Welcome to the September 26th worship service of the Unitarian Universalist Church of St. Petersburg, Florida. My name is Ben Atherton Zeman, and I am absolutely thrilled to be the minister here. As I promised in my midweek video, we are coming to you from inside our sanctuary. So if you are looking for a church where we believe that science is real, where love knows no gender, where no human is illegal, I have good news. You may have found your church home. I hope that all of you watching will find something that helps you grow spiritually, both individually and as a member of our greater community. Your presence is needed and wanted as we work towards building a blessed community. Whoever you are, wherever you are on your journey, you are welcome here. Now I want to give a special welcome to anyone who is new to our community. So if you haven't already done so, please say hello in the YouTube text chat. If it's after Sunday morning, it's no longer live, say hello during the comments section of the YouTube video. In fact, everyone say hello right now. Do it. Say hi in the text chat. Let us know where you're from this morning and say hello to each other. This connection that we're having right now is real, and let us make the most of it. To provide accessibility, closed captioning is available on the YouTube service. On most devices and operating systems, you'll find the CC icon on the lower right portion of your screen. I am thrilled this morning to be joined by Beth Stombaugh, who has just joined the worship team. Beth will be reading a poem and sharing our community's joys and concerns. And I'm happy to be joined by Janae, who is filming me right now. Janae isn't available this Sunday to do the Time for All Ages, so I've gotten a couple of friends to help me out with that. And of course, I'm thrilled to be joined by John Arterton, who will provide music for our worship service alongside James Mack, who will put together all the videos. But before our worship begins, we have a short announcement from someone else I'm pleased to be joined by, our hardworking treasurer, Mr. Paul Craig.
Hi, this is Paul Craig. I am the treasurer at UU St. Pete, and I have an announcement about our online giving platform. There's some changes going on. Some of you may have noticed them already on the website, which when you go to under the giving tab and try and donate now, there's a different look and feel to the funds that you can contribute to, whether it's pledge or other contributions or the minister's discretionary fund. There's a similar change that will take place in the mobile app. The Give Plus mobile app is going away, and it will be replaced by the Vanco mobile app. You can download this app at either the Google or the Apple Play stores, and you can set up the app to do it. A couple of quick steps that you can follow to make the migration from Give Plus mobile app to the Vanco mobile app. First, download the app to your phone or tablet. Second, there'll be a search for an organization. Type in UUSP to find our search. Third, select the login option and enter your email address. Your old password will not work, so you'll need to click on the Forgot Password in order to reset your password. Vanco will send you an email with instructions on how to reset your password. Once your password is reset, you can log into your Vanco mobile account and begin making contributions. When you make a contribution, you will have to re-enter your credit card or bank account details. Be sure to select the Save option so you don't have to re-enter this information again. If you do not want to create an account, that's perfectly fine. You can follow the first two steps. Download the app to your phone or tablet and search for UUSP to find our church. And then you can just press the Give button and you'll be able to contribute to pledge, other contributions, and the other funds that are available through the app. You'll have to enter your credit card or bank account details each time you do this. If you have any questions, please send me an email at paul.craig@uustpete.org or give me a call at 949-981-0809. Thanks a lot, and I think you'll find the upgrade to be easy and ultimately will be very helpful for the church. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Paul, for that important information. Now, our flaming chalice is the symbol for Unitarian Universalism. It's a symbol of hope, the sacred, the quest for truth, the warmth of community, the light of reason, and so much more. This particular chalice that belongs to this congregation is made by my friend Mordecai Roth in 1991. I love it. It's absolutely gorgeous. So let us say our covenant together out loud as I light our chalice. Each week we say this covenant from James Vila Blake. It's available in our hymnal. Please join me in saying it now from wherever you are. Love is the spirit of this church, and service its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another.
Hello, my name is Beth Stombaugh, and I'd like to share a poem by Carol Flake Chapman. Maybe we will all become butterflies. Here we are in our cocoons, spaced 6 feet apart, suspended from branches in our own yards, not knowing what to do here alone in the dark. We were just hungry worms, munching our way through bountiful banquets of green leaves, when the order came to suspend everything. We were full of ourselves as we ceased our restless urge to eat everything in sight, and went silent and quiet in this new fad diet. Some of us begin singing inside our bindings, but we soon begin to lose our wide mouths and everything we had ever been or wanted. We were turning to mush before we knew it, but somewhere inside us were imaginal cells that held the deep secret of transformation. These separate, isolated cells begin to talk to each other and to come together in a new way, creating a totally new being that grew wings. And lo and behold, we outgrew those bindings, and we are merged whole into the light with a desire to fly and seek the sweetest nectar on this surging and seething earth that awaited us in this new guise that did not dig or trample or build, but floated free for a time from blossom to blossom. We had to lose ourselves before we gained this knowledge that all along we were awaiting the chance to grace the earth with our beauty.
From the light of days remembered burns a beacon bright and clear, guiding hands and hearts and spirits into faith set free from fear. When the fire of commitment sets our mind and soul ablaze, when our hunger and our passion meet to call us on our way, when we live with deep assurance of the flame that burns within, then our promise finds fulfillment and our future can begin. From the dreams of youthful vision comes a new prophetic voice, which demands a deeper justice built by our courageous choice. When the fire of commitment sets our mind and soul ablaze, when our hunger and our passion meet to call us on our way, when we live with deep assurance of the flame that burns within, then our promise finds fulfillment and our future can begin.
Hello everyone, Kermit the Frog here, very excited to be at the Unitarian Universalist Church of St. Petersburg. Yay!
Emma is also very excited to be at the UU Church of St. Petersburg. Emma wants to be friends with everyone who goes here.
It is a lovely building. Did you see that gorgeous sanctuary?
Yes, but Emma is sad that we cannot worship inside the building.
I know, I'm sad too, Elmo, but you do know that we have to stay safe until the COVID Act Now status goes down to high, medium, or low.
The what status?
COVID Act Now. It rates a county's COVID status based on several factors. Number of new COVID cases, positivity rates, percentage of the population that's vaccinated.
What county are we in?
Pinellas County. For months, our status has been severe, but in recent weeks, it's gone down to very high.
Very high still sounds scary to Elmo.
Yeah, it is still scary, but at least it's trending down, and soon we might be able to meet as a group outside the congregation for worship services, as long as we observe strict social distancing guidelines and mask-wearing protocols.
Elmo does not mind wearing a mask. Froggy, why aren't we wearing masks now?
Well, turns out we don't breathe. Anyway, today's worship service is about the life cycle of butterflies.
Emma loves butterflies! Yay!
They are beautiful, but do you know what happens between when a caterpillar turns into a butterfly?
Yes, the caterpillar goes into a cocoon and they hide until they come out as a butterfly.
That's right, Elmo. What's it called when they're inside the cocoon?
A chrysalis.
Very good, Elmo. How does the chrysalis change into a butterfly?
Emma does not know.
Well, did you hear Beth Stombaugh reading the poem earlier?
Yes, Emma thought the poem was beautiful.
The poem talked about imaginal cells, which are the cells that tell the other cells of the chrysalis what to do. Some of the cells form wings, some form legs, and so on. But the imaginal cells direct them.
So they're director cells?
Yeah, without the imaginal cells, the chrysalis would just be caterpillar soup.
Caterpillar soup? Emma never wants to eat caterpillar soup.
And I hope you never have to. I can see that's a concern for you. So now let's move on to the joys and concerns part of the worship service.
Froggy?
Yes.
That was not a great segue.
Oh, hush.
I can see that's a concern for you.
Well, what can you do better?
Now it's time for joys and concerns. Back to you, Beth.
Okay, fine, that was better.
Thank you, Kermit and Elmo, for that time for all ages story. Please be sure to check out the UU St. Pete Weekly for announcements of the many things happening at the church. This is a time in our worship service for joys and concerns. If you're watching this YouTube Live, please type your joys and concerns into the text chat. First, a stone of caring for Audrey Zier's family and friends. Let us continue to hold one another as we mourn her loss. Another stone for member Melissa Mann. who had to say goodbye to her beloved dog Dewey this week. And I place the final stone for those joys and concerns that remain in our hearts, perhaps too tender to be spoken out loud. The mystery is that we are connected, even when we feel apart. Let us rejoice in our beloved community that makes of the many one. So may it be.
Better times will come, better times will come, when this world learns to live as one. Oh, better times will come, when we greet each dawn without fear, knowing loved ones soon will be near. When the winds of war cannot blow anymore, oh, better times will come. Better times will come. Better times will come, when this world learns to live as one. Oh, better times will come. Though we live each day as our last, we know someday soon it will pass. We will dance, we will sing in that never-ending spring. Oh, better times will come. Better times will come. Better times will come, when this world learns to live as one. Oh, better times will come. Better times will come. Better times will come, when this world learns to live as one. Oh, better times will come. Oh, better times will come.
Better times will come, indeed. Thank you, John and James, for that beautiful song by Janice Ian. Thanks, Beth Stombaugh, for selecting that reading, that amazing poem, and for the joys and concerns. Our worship service continues from last week's Eye of the Storm worship service, a bit of a mini series on liminal spaces, the in-between spaces. Today's worship service concerns the chrysalis, which Kermit and Elmo just explained to you a little bit. I'm sad that our member Patty Kane Wood is not here to help explain this, but since she is traveling right now, I must do this without her expertise. And I have seen many butterflies and many caterpillars in my life, but it's rare that I've seen a chrysalis. I mean, there's this couple of movies that I think you see where it's this beautiful moment and the chrysalis, the butterfly comes out, but that's really it. And it made me wonder, what happens inside that cocoon? And it turns out that Kermit is right. According to Scientific American, the caterpillar digests itself, releasing enzymes to dissolve all of its tissues. If you were to open a cocoon or chrysalis at just the right time, the article continues, caterpillar soup would come out. Only later do the cells of the soup form themselves into the body parts of the butterfly. Now, there have been times in my life where I have felt like caterpillar soup, by which I mean I'm not just learning new skills, I'm literally undergoing a metamorphosis, and it's not always comfortable, it's not always pretty. I enrolled in the Boston University School of Theology, basically hoping it would be a vocational school to help me learn the skills that I need for my new career as a minister. But the School of Theology did not talk about learning skills. They talked about a phrase called Ministerial Formation, which I felt a little off. I was 52 years old at the time, and I'm already formed, thank you very much. After a few months in divinity school, my longtime friend, Reverend Barbara Smith Moran, said, "They will make you and they will unmake you." And I said to her, "Barbara, I'm already made. I don't need to be unmade. I'm in my 50s. I've had a whole other career. I want to learn some new skills. That's all I'm here for." And she just smiled at me, because it turns out she was right. And it turns out I'm not in control of my own metamorphosis. Turns out none of us are. Sure, we have some control over our own choices, but I'll bet everyone here has felt unmade at some point in their lives, and maybe you're feeling it right now. I'll bet everyone here has felt like caterpillar soup at some point, maybe even today. Maybe after you lost your job. Maybe after a divorce, a separation, an illness, a pandemic. Or after the death of a loved one, like our late Audrey Zieris. If anyone has ever felt like caterpillar soup themselves, I invite you to let us know about it in the text chat right now on YouTube Live. Just go ahead and share. I do have some good news for those caterpillar soup moments. That same Scientific American article that taught me about caterpillar soup also taught me about Imaginal Discs. You heard about Imaginal Discs in the poem that Beth wrote, and you heard about them from Kermit's instruction of Elmo. We can take a second to geek out a little about this biology science. Before a caterpillar is even born, it turns out it grows a tiny imaginal disc for every body part. One for the wings, one for the antennae, one for the legs, and so on. So even during the caterpillar stage, and certainly during the caterpillar soup stage, the chrysalis also has these tiny imaginal discs. And with this protein-rich soup all around, the discs begin to organize the cells to form those wings, those antennae, those legs. Is it possible that that's true for us? Is it possible that even in the midst of being completely undone, there is something invisible that's still guiding us? Is it possible that when all seems lost, even our cells can listen and receive guidance? Is there something we can't quite see that's helping us, even if we don't notice it at first, even if we don't notice it at all? Even the word imaginal comes from the Latin imago, meaning image, which gives us words like imagine. Beth read us a poem that said, "Somewhere inside us were imaginal cells that held the deep secret of transformation." Okay, but we're not caterpillars, we're human beings. So how do we find the secret? How do we listen for these voices, that guidance? The light shining its way through into our dark cocoons. The poem goes on to say, these separate, isolated cells began to talk to each other and to come together in a new way, creating a totally new being that grew wings. We spoke about this last week in the eye of the storm. We find new ways to connect with each other through Zoom, through YouTube Live, by picking up the phone more often than maybe we have before. We find new ways to connect because we are connected, even when we feel apart. I can't think of a better and more hopeful metaphor for pandemic ministry than this. You and I are literally talking with each other right now from our separated, isolated cells. I'm here in the church, the sanctuary, and you're on your screens. My voice is reaching you through space and through time. But I think and I hope that you can still feel that our connection is real, and that your connection to one another is real. We end our joys and concerns every week with that phrase. The miracle is we are connected, even when we feel apart. Can you feel it? Really, can you feel it right now? A connection with me, a connection with someone else in your life, a connection with someone else who is watching and participating in the worship service with you. Can you feel a connection to a power greater than yourself? Some of you believe in a power greater than ourselves. For some it's God or Goddess, Allah for those of us who are Muslims, Mother Earth for those of us who are pagans, science and groups of cells for those of us who are atheists, and maybe, hopefully, for all of us, our interconnected, covenantal community. We said our covenant at the beginning. We are connected. That is something greater than each of our individual selves. Can you feel it? As we huddle in our cocoons, I have faith and I have hope that whatever our own version of Imaginal Discs we have, that they will bring us through. And someday, we will step out of the cocoon. We will spread our new wings gingerly into the air. Learn how to fly for the first time. If you're feeling like caterpillar soup today, you're not alone. Trust your connection to one another. Trust your connection to me. Trust your connection to something bigger than yourself, no matter what that is, to bring you through. Remember, you're not alone. I will leave you at the end of the poem that Beth read to us. And lo and behold, we outgrew these bindings, and we emerged whole into the light with the desire to fly and seek the sweetest nectar on this surging and seething earth that awaited us in this new guise that did not dig or trample or build, but floated free for a time from blossom to blossom. We had to lose ourselves before we gained this knowledge that all along we were awaiting the chance to grace the earth with our beauty. Amen, and blessed be.
To keep our congregation thriving, let's remember our connections to one another and not forget our offerings to support the means to those connections. If you're watching today on a mobile device or computer, please hover your finger or cursor in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. Click on the eye in the small circle for a secure way to give. You can also donate through the Vanco mobile app or on the website under the Giving tab at uustpete.org. That's uustpete.org. Or by sending a check to the church office. Many thanks.
Our Chalice Extinguishing this week is by me, so please let me know what you think of it. We extinguish this flame, but not the light that helps our eyes see injustice, the warmth that helps our heart feel connection, and the fire that helps us commit to a better world. These we keep lit inside ourselves until we meet again. Thank you everyone for coming to today's worship service. Please stick around for the coffee hour in Zoom afterwards if you can, and have a wonderful week. Please stay safe.